identity, Grant. Defense is their backbone.
Oh, B.A., I don't expect to see many easy buckets between these two defenses. They're disciplined, hardworking, and gritty. And, of course, they make you work for everything.
A look at Cleveland's opening lineup. Mobley and Allen control the paint for him. Garland and Mitchell, the lethal backcourt pair. And it's Hunter in at the 3 spot. Now here's Hunter. Garland, the pass to Allen. Now here's Mitchell. Allen, great positioning on the putback.
You know what? That's all about hustle and a nose for the basketball. Tremendous job on the offensive glass by Jared Allen.
Pass to White. There's Tatum with the 3, and he's in the books. Now 1 for 2.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
You know, Grant, from all his competitive nature, Tatum has a pretty calm demeanor. You appreciate that?
Yes, indeed. As a team leader, a father, a role model, and a professional, you can't ask for much better than Jason Tatum. He is the real deal.
The Celtics have gone 1 for 3 so far. To the inside. Gets it to go. That makes him 2 for 3 in this game.
My goodness, the ability to adjust to defenders all around him makes Jason Tatum special. That's big-time hoops, folks.
Now here's Garland. Shoots over Pritchard, and Garland with a basket on the assist by Mitchell.
Listen, we know this guy has got a solid offensive arsenal. You've got to stay on point defensively.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Hey, Brian. The Cavaliers trying to make the most of their championship window. All-star Donovan Mitchell said, quote, "What I've learned is that this isn't forever. We're not invincible. You have to appreciate this because it doesn't come around too often. Not every locker room is like this." Back to you, Brian.
Connected and driven. Allie, we appreciate the report. Here's Mitchell. Following the 3 by Boston. Garland for 3. Offensive rebound. Back to Mitchell. Pritchard against Garland. Clock at 6. Pass to Hunter. Here's the 3. Boston pulls it in. They're moving on after the tough loss at the hands of the Pelicans.
Defensively, they weren't up to the task. Didn't play as a cohesive unit, and it really hurt them.
You cannot allow your opponent to shoot that high a percentage. That is going to get you beat night after night.
Outside Hunter. Out left to the wing. 3-pointer. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And so it's Boston leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And for Boston guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
They're off to a rock-solid start. They brought a well-thought-out plan into this one.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
On the court right now for Cleveland. Mitchell and Strus are out on the wings. Dean Wade is out there with Larry Nance. And it's Ball in at the 1. Now here's White. No good on the triple.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
And last season, Grant, the sale of the Celtics franchise for $6.1 billion. It seemed like a lot at the time.
Well, yeah, that was until the Lakers sale hit 11 digits last summer, BA. But in both cases, basketball decision-making doesn't change right away. In the case of the Celtics, the governorship doesn't transfer until 2028.
So it's Boston now, after Cleveland's 3-pointer on the other end. White can't hit.
Oh, he missed the chippy. What are the odds? That's so frustrating.
And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. And so Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. here for the Celtics. Tatum, he's checked in for Garza. Brown comes in for Hauser. And Pritchard is subbed in for Simons. Cleveland also making some changes. Allen, he's checked in for Nance. Evan Mobley comes in for Wade. And Darius Garland subbed in for Mitchell. And so Brown will bring it up for Boston. Trailing by 2. It's a quick turnaround on the road. Just one game. Three-pointer Pritchard. He drops it from range. Pritchard's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Grant, this season seems to be off to a strong start. The teams are coming together pretty quickly.
You know, B.A., what other choice is there? The competition is fierce in this league, so it's sink or swim right away the moment the season starts.
Now here's Ball. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Outside Tatum. The kick out to White. Fires the 3. The shot that time not on target. Cleveland has gone 2 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the second. Inside, here's Allen, and it's Allen who slams it home.
Put your head down and go to work. That's what they need to do.
Boy, the tide is running one way and then shifts back in the other direction. I've lost count of how many lead changes we've had here tonight.
Now here's Tatum. White for 3. The rebound by Allen.
Boy, still trying to get comfortable out there right now.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pritchard with a steal. To the paint. Here's White. Tried to bank it in, but it misses.
Listen, let's not put it lightly. This guy has really struggled here.
The kick out to Ball. Over White. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. The Cavaliers on top, leading by a point. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
Welcome, everybody. It may be early on in the season, but not too early to take a full assessment of the Eastern Conference standings.
You look at Cleveland, this team wants to do big things, Shaq-sized things, and I gotta say they're looking almost as dominant as Kenny.
Easy, big fella, but I gotta say, they are making it look easy, here in this early part of the season at least. And moving on to the Cavaliers' first half. It's a close one through 2 quarters.
The effort from them in terms of rebounding has been terrific. That really helps in a tight game.
When you clean the glass, you can see through the finish line.
Thanks for joining us. Time to head back over to the third quarter with Brian Anderson.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. One of the stories here, Jason Tatum. Man, is he getting it done today?
Yeah, they've done an amazing job of creating room to operate for him. And then, of course, executing.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
The Cavaliers leading. A top-flight offense in Cleveland. Doris, what makes them so formidable?
Well, generally speaking, if you are great at multiple things. They have elite shot creation in the backcourt. They have size and finishing ability up front. They can hurt you at all 3 levels of offensive opportunity. And boy, their three-point range is deep, B.A.
White and Brown are the wingmen. Tatum at the 4 with Queta in at the 5. And it's Pritchard in at the point guard position. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half. And the Defensive Player of the Year for 2025, Evan Mobley. What makes him so formidable, Grant?
Well, you know, he has a similar physical frame to Hall of Famer Kevin Garnett. Long-armed and athletic at 6'11", and the intangibles are all there as far as timing and IQ.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. Since entering the league doors, Evan Mobley has been a defensive stalwart.
B.A., Evan is the ultimate chess piece for a head coach. He's cross-positional, meaning he can basically guard 1 through 5. Elite at rim protection. If he gets cross-matched on a switch on the perimeter, he can get down in a stance and stay in front of a guard. What can't he do on the defensive end?
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
Well, Evan Mobley entered this league as a fantastic defender, but boy, are you starting to see incremental improvements on the offensive end. Look out, folks, here he comes.
Brown can't hit.
I'm not sure he expected to be that wide open and yet somehow comes away empty.
Garland, no good. Boston's going 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. Pritchard surviving the D. Shot is good, off the back rim and in. 9 points for Jason Tatum.
The rise and fire by Jason Tatum, ready to catch it and score it immediately.
And so now a timeout called by Kenny Atkinson. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Doris at just 26 years old. Jason Tatum has his first title with the Celtics in 2024.
B.A., after he won the title, his first line was, "What are they gonna say now?" This guy has done nothing but win from the time he entered the league. He is underappreciated as a big-time superstar. And guess what? There's a long way to go in his career.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Strus is checked in. And there's 1:38 left in the third quarter. Pass to Garland. Three-pointer. Knocks down the long J. Garland's got 5 now.
And Garland is someone you must be aware of at all times, especially out on the perimeter.
They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over.
Put your hands together and welcome to Center Court, Celtics Entertainment. All right, fans, here comes Celtics Entertainment. Let them hear it.
Checked in for Boston. Donovan Mitchell's checked in for Cleveland. Ball comes in for Garland. A minute 20 left in the third. Tatum passes to Simons. Tatum a screen on ball. And here's Simons outside. Strus grabs the miss. The Cavaliers lead by 3. To the right side. Ball right side. Mobley outside. 4-3. Rebound Boston. Tatum inside. Covered by Mobley. Tatum showing off the strength.
Well, Jason Tatum has worked hard to fill out his frame. It's not going to bother him that you're bringing a level of physicality.
Allen finds Strus from deep. Mobley. Oh, my. Came close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
Good defensive intensity, but you have to stay in control always.
This is his second trip to the free throw line in this one.
3 shots.
Three shots.
And he hits the first of 3.
What you have to appreciate so much about Evan Mobley is his strong work ethic. This guy says he wants to be an all-time great, but he also puts in the work.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Boucher's checked in for Queta, and it's Hauser in for Brown. Nance, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. And he's good on the second. And it seems like the East is wide open doors. How do the Cavs capitalize with a deep run?
Well, I think they can start with continuity. They have a quality young core when you think about Evan Mobley, when you think about Darius Garland, when you think about Jared Allen. So I'm not arguing for complacency by any stretch of the imagination. But I do think there's a strong case for running it back and giving a talented offensive team with a double big lineup another opportunity. I think they're good enough.
Celtics trail by 4. White with a screen on ball. And it's Simons penetrating. Tatum against Mobley. 6 on the shot clock. Right side Tatum. Good D by Mobley. And here's Mitchell. Fires from deep. And Ball with a basket. The assist by Mitchell. And the Cavaliers lead by 7.
Coaches love assisted buckets, boy. It just means the team is working well together.
And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. The hustle they've shown on defense has been tremendous. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. On the court right now for Cleveland, Garland and Mitchell, the lethal backcourt pair. Mobley and Allen control the paint for him. And it's Hunter in at the small forward.
It can be a very difficult thing to check Jason Tatum because of the multitude of ways he can score it. Give me the floater game, JT.
Mitchell! Oh, Mitchell with a triple!
Backing up that last 3 with another 3. The defense has to stop giving them so many clean looks.
Here's Tatum.
Well, Jason Tatum forces that defender with the up fake to get off his feet, and he does a tremendous job drawing contact.
At the line for your Celtics, Jason Tatum. At the line for 2 shots.
And that one falls for Tatum.
Boy, if you think about everything Jason Tatum does for his team, it's at a high level. And he doesn't ever get the full recognition he deserves. This guy is the very definition of franchise player.
And he makes both free throws.
A perfect trip to the line narrows the gap.
Cleveland leading by 6. Here's Allen.
Well, that's a highlight play from Mr. Jared Allen. Nice pass from his teammate.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. He seems pretty disappointed with the three-point shooting, telling his crew, we have to start making more outside shots. I want to see more threes out there. Let's get aggressive. Coach is hoping some big production can make a splash for them.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. On the wing, Tatum, covered by Mobley. White outside, takes a three. Allen rips down the board.
Boy, when you're trying to make up ground, every shot counts. You have got to be selective.
Oh, it drops in!
And he's just crushing them with plays like that. I mean, just continuing to pile it on.
You want to make sure your opponent knows they have absolutely zero chance of a comeback, and nice finish by him.
Now here's Tatum. Clock at 6. Hunter against Brown. Can't get the three. And so it's Garland who brings up the ball for the Cavaliers. 10-point lead. This is their biggest of the game. Outside Mobley. Now Mitchell fires the three. Oh, it's off. 54 seconds left in the final quarter. White! And the three misses. Garland looking around. White against Mitchell.
Celtics foul. Marias Tatum. First personal foul. First team foul.
On the wing, Mitchell. He's guarded by White.
This is what makes Derek White so dangerous. Yes, he can score it. Yes, he can pass it. But he is a tenacious defender.
Yes, sir! Count it! And here are the Cavaliers now. Outside Garland. So it's Cleveland winning this one. Boy, a nice win on the road. By the time this one was winding down, this building was stone cold silent.
And that's exactly what you got to do. You have to try to take the crowd out of it.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, and all of our crew, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for watching this 2K Sports presentation of the NBA. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.